Hello, this is my follow-up video from my last video, which was about cleaning my shallot crop. This is the final step of the cleaning process. I do one final cleaning on each shallot, and I also sort them into the different sizes that I sell. So I'll show you briefly what I do. It's not much different than the last, except the shallots are a little cleaner to begin with now, and it really is just a final cleaning. This group of shallots right here in front of me are some that I've taken from my piles that have not been sorted yet. So I just grab one out. I happen to get one of the large ones here. I trim off any excess on the top and trim the roots if necessary, and then I just put it in the box for the large ones. I do the same thing. I go down and I pick up each one. I squeeze a little bit and get the skin off it if there is skin on it, and put it in the right box. Like that one has sort of a long area where the scape was, so I trimmed that off. I got the skin off, and now that one is ready. That's a medium one that's ready to be sorted. And I just keep going that way, trimming off the bottom if need be. And I actually can do this with both hands, which speeds up the process a little bit, because I've got thousands to do, and obviously this takes a long time. So there are the. This is another medium one. Now this one's got a pretty long neck on it there. I usually trim those off, put it in there. And while I'm doing this, I also, when I squeeze them to get the skin off, I'm also checking to see if they look a little bit like they might be soft or they're malformed in any way, because those, what I do is I put them in a separate box, which I call my softies, and those I will plant in probably a week or so. I'll get the box of softies and I'll go plant them someplace, because what I find is that quite often they will still grow, some of them, but if I let them go and get more soft, that they will rot out. So this way at least I may save a few out of the softie selection. So it's, I continue this process, and again, it takes a long time. I think probably, I don't know how many hours I'll have to do this, but I'm in no real rush now. I am selling my shallots now on my shallot site, which is at www.woofish.com, and you go to the buttons and you go down, I think it's the 10th button, and you can get to my shallot site. What I'll do now is I'll basically show you the ones that I've already sorted, and basically what I've got here. So in the back row here, these are all the shallots that have not been sorted or go through the final cleaning stage. Now if I come up here, I say this box right here, these are my tiny shallots, and then I got my small shallots here. This is the box of small ones. You see I've got a lot of them sorted already, and I got these are my large sets. And this is the group that I was just sorting a minute ago, and these are the scraps I usually put in there. These are the medium-sized shallots, which are actually, the medium-sized shallots are actually bigger than the smaller ones that I call large sets. So I got the tiny ones, the small ones, and the large sets, and those are really the ones I use for planting. And then I get to these medium ones here and the large ones here, which I sell or use for eating purposes. They can still be planted if you want to plant them, and you actually get good results out of some of the big ones, but I normally don't. I normally use those for eating. And then what I do when I've finished with all this sorting process, what I do, I'll take all the extra ones that I have and I put them in one of these net bags, and I will store them in those bags. I put probably 100, 200 shallots, depending on the size, in one of the bags. And I hang them up in my barn here, and they last pretty well. Now, one thing that is important is to periodically you check them and make sure that there aren't any soft ones in the bag, because that will have a tendency sometimes of causing more of them to rot. This usually is not a real problem with this type of yellow shallot, which are very hard and they do store very well. There's no problem holding these things over until the spring. Now what I do for the ones I'm going to sell, I put them in bags like this. Now like this is a bag of 25 large sets, which is this group here. And I sell those on my website, and I also sell them on eBay. So if you're looking to buy shallots, you can check for me, WooFish, on eBay, or go to my website, which I mentioned before, at www.woofish.com, and I will take care of you. One thing I caution you is I usually sell these shallots out very quickly every year, because they are popular, and my prices are pretty good. I mean, these things are very expensive if you go to buy them at the supermarket. So that's about it for my products, and I hope I'll hear from you in the future. Thank you.